So yes, we basically have kind of a new toy we're going to be trying out this season. So we're going to have an unboxing and setting up of the Garmin RV890. We're going to the big time. We're going full navigation GPS for the rig. So let's go ahead and break open the box and we'll get to it right after this. That is pretty awesome. Yo, you'll love that sound. We also have a mount, a different kind of a mount, magnetic mount it looks like. USB cord, and a power cord. Oh, and a ball mount, and mounting screws, and an instruction booklet. We're gonna get a chance to try it out a few times before we finally do post this. But why do we decide to go with a GPS instead of just using our phones? It seems like every time we've been close or in a very tough situation, I'll get a phone call from somebody and then my GPS shuts off to go to the phone. No good. There's other times that the phone is overheated, screen has gone black, or it flat out doesn't know that we are, 56, 57 feet of vehicle driving down the road, and that we're not 14 feet or 13 and a half, whatever feet high. So this is going to hopefully alleviate a lot of those issues. So we're going to do kind of a setup and test it out right now. We'll do a couple of side trips with it to make sure it's working, and we'll do a second video on this eventually after we've used it for a few months. So we'll get back to you on that one. Let's see how this works. All right, so the Garmin mount, I have it mounted on the dash. It does come with a window mount, but where it sits here, it actually sits low enough that it doesn't interfere. Now what's hanging down is we do have a dash cam, and in the Garmin mount, there's actually a USB adapter, so it could pull power for the dash cam right out of the Garmin mount. So that actually works really well. It does have the magnetic clip, so it sucks it right on there and holds it tight. Don's getting in. We'll take a look at what it looks like when it boots up. What's happening here in the lower right is that it's also connected to my phone, so any updates, I may change that in my settings, but right now I have it to where any news or things of that nature is happening, it will pop up and let me know on the Garmin. I have my phone for that, so I'll probably just shut those off because they can get annoying after a while. So if I go into apps, and then I want to make sure I'm in the tools, not navigation, so I'll tap on tools. Then I want my smart notifications. If I hit the little wrench icon, it'll allow me to change what I will accept. So right now it says select all. I don't want any incoming calls. My phone's going to handle all that. It shows calendar events, news events, that's all I have. Oh, and entertainment events turned on right now. To be honest, I'm going to shut everything off except for my calendar. I may wind up shutting that off eventually too, but right now it gets a little annoying after a while when you have all those things going off when you're trying to drive. I'll go ahead and hit save for that. So now I should only be getting calendar updates on my notifications. It is kind of a cool feature, but the fact that I'm more interested in this just being my navigation tool, we're good to go. I can always hit this little back arrow button here to get back to my very first screen, so I'll go ahead and hit that right now. And a couple of things that I wanted to point out that you can do. If I go to fifth wheel, I was able to program in everything dealing with my fifth wheel. If I wanted to add a new vehicle, I can hit the plus sign. I can choose from motorhome, motorhome with a trailer, or a vehicle with a trailer. So let's go vehicle and trailer. Now I can add, is it a boat trailer, regular trailer, travel trailer, or fifth wheel? And now I can go ahead and start typing in dimensions. What's my height? What's my length? I won't go ahead and do all this right now because I already have it in there. You can go ahead and set up your rig specs to match what you are going to be driving with. Now, whatever you happen to be under, the fact that I'm under fifth wheel, if I want to go to my trip planner, which is kind of a cool feature, if I go to trip planner, I've already started adding a few things out here. I can add a new trip or go back to my save trips. If I go to my save trips, I've programmed in all of our first few check-in destinations. I put them in order here in 1 through 6 so far. So if I tap on May 5th, it basically will take me from our first stop, which is in Tombstone, Arizona, to White City RV Park in Carlsbad Caverns. Hit go. I want to start it at Wells Fargo, not the closest entry point. It's actually taking me from where I'm at right now. But I won't be running that program until I am actually at that other campground. And it'll run me through to my spot in Carlsbad Caverns.
Please drive to highlighted route.
So now the cool thing with this is that I've also programmed a few other things in here already. If I hit the top right arrow button up here, I can look for truck stops, and I had to program in truck stops. I'll show you how that works here in a minute, but rest area or local restaurants. So let's go ahead and look at truck stops. Now, I wanted to program in truck stops for a main reason, and that is I don't want just any old gas station. If I just pick a gas station, I may not be able to fit. I know I'm going to be able to get in the truck stops, and I know truck stops is going to have nice big truck lanes, and it's going to have diesel, and in many cases, DEF at the pump. If you're a diesel owner, you'll understand what that means, and you'd be happy to see that. So I can plan ahead. How far can I go before I need to stop at a truck stop? So right now there's just a few miles away. Let's run further in the trip, and let's say, you know what? 188 miles away. I want to go ahead and stop at that one. So at that one, I can go ahead and add that to my program and go ahead and go, and it'll give me directions to that truck stop and let me know when I get there. Let's back up and see how that's done. So if I go back to the truck stop button and I hit the wrench, I'll go ahead and tap on truck stops. And now basically I can pick gas stations. What I basically have is gas stations. Let's save this for a second. When I first booted this up, and I'm now running that program, it's giving me every single gas station from here to my site, and there are a lot of them. I don't want those. It's not going to do me any good. So if I go back to my Chevron, that's my gas stations, hit the wrench, click where it says gas stations, I'm going to add a custom search, and I just started typing the word truck, and I have truck stops right there. I can pick an icon. Let's go ahead and pick a gas pump as an icon and save that. So now it will only give me truck stops when I use that feature. Let's go ahead to Trip Planner and add the next trip segment. So right now my last one is May 20th. If I go to campgrounds and I search for New Orleans campgrounds, I can go down and find the one that I'd actually booked. There it is, Park d'Orleans. So I'm going to use it as a new route.
Going to Park d'Orleans on 7676 Chef-Mentor Highway in New Orleans, LA.
All right,
Please drive to highlighted route.
All right, now that it's ready, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. And hopefully it's going to show up in my trip planner. So if I start a new trip, my select location, I'm going to go into recent. So I want to start it from the Safari mobile home and select that. And my destination now shows up in recent because I just looked for it, and that's Park d'Orleans. And I'll select that one. And I did notice the address is the correct address. So I'll go ahead and hit next. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. And that is actually my new route that I'll be taking that day. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a name. This is my 7th stop, so I'm going to actually call it 07. And this is May 24th. And that's going to be our destination on that date. Go ahead and hit done. When you do set these up, you need to make sure that you are doing it in the configuration that you will be driving that day. So in other words, this is my towing the fifth wheel configuration. If I did it in just the truck mode, it wouldn't give me that direction. So let's go ahead and hit.
Please drive to highlighted route.
So let's go ahead and show Don how this works, and we'll go ahead and end this video after that. All right, so I figure the easiest way to show you how this thing works is Dawn has not had a chance to even look at it. I wouldn't let her see it till I did a little bit of setup, and she's going to get...
What do you mean?
I'm going to teach her how to use it. So, in a sense, I'm going to be teaching you and Dawn how to use this at the same time. So there's actually a power button on the side. We'll go ahead and just press that, and it should fire up. And I'll hold it out so the other camera can see it too. There we go. Hold on. And this is where we start every time. So you've got a where to view map. So this is kind of...
You can't see these thingies.
Oh, let me hold it up a little bit. So you got campgrounds, trip history, trip planner settings. And we're going to kind of go through all this really quick. First thing that I really love about this, if I tap where it says car, I have the choice. I've already typed in our dimensions on the fifth wheel. So, and it also gives you notifications. This is tied into to like Alexa or Echo, whatever that is. So if you just want to get rid of that, you can swipe it out of the way, but it does not interfere with your GPS.
Okay.
So that may pop up if we get somebody's trying to notify us. But if
like
I go
text messages?
yeah,
on the phone?
yeah, the same thing that comes shows
cool.
up to the
Okay.
Echo Dot. So right now we are 56.5 feet in total length, 35.5 feet for the rig. 14 feet tall total is where I put it until I get a more accurate measurement. And we're coming in at 20,000 pounds total, 12,450 for the fifth wheel itself. So I can change this, but I set that up originally, and in the top corner we've got 2 propane tanks because there are places that you're not allowed to go with propane. So that's programmed in. So as it's mapping us out, it's going to restrict us to those roads that we can actually travel on.
Which is good.
And I was also able to, just like you would with your normal GPS, avoid toll roads. So it will avoid...
I don't want to pay toll roads.
It will give us optional routes like our phone would do, but it's priority no toll. So let's go ahead and keep it to fifth wheel. And all I have to do is hit the little back arrow. So let me go ahead and
when we buy the new one and we need to switch stuff out.
We could change the length, yes. Okay, so first off, where to? If I just go ahead and tap that, now I went ahead and programmed in home to be here at Sunflower. So I can hit to go home and it'll send us here. We can type in an address, we can do all campgrounds, but what I love about this is I could say, okay Garmin, directions to Tombstone, Arizona.
Far out.
I don't have to type in anything.
Going to Tombstone, Arizona.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, if we want something more specific, if we go to campgrounds, let's tap campgrounds.
Go to edit.
And now, I will edit, yeah. And now under campgrounds, we can do search and type in Wells.
Oh, there it is. Apache Wells.
No, it's not. That's not the one. Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo RV Park. And now, if I know that one, there it is right there. And, just down...
Out of Tucson.
Well, it's out of Tucson, but it's also down there in... it's in Tombstone.
Please drive to highlighted route.
That's awesome.
Okay, so that's really cool. So we're all set to go. And the nice thing about this is you've got nice big information out there. You've got your speed. It'll tell you what mile marker when you're on the highway, distance and the arrival. As you start driving, it has information at the top as well. This feature is really cool. Tap the little arrow going off to the right.
This one?
Yep, the top one. Oh, you did the bottom one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, okay, let's go with that one first. Basically, this is telling you turn by turn. So if you want to see a lot of turns in advance, because we're in a tight area, this will do it. So 80 feet on Sunflower Drive, left on El Mirage, left on Grand Avenue. It will give you numerous turns in advance.
Awesome.
Tap the top one. The top one basically is things along the way. So let's say, you know what, we want to stop at, where's the rest areas? Tap on rest area.
I've never been to Bert's Bistro and Boots. I want to find that one.
Tap on rest area.
Okay.
And now over on the left, it's telling you all the rest areas between here and there. So if we don't want to stop 63 miles away, but we want to go further, 140, that's another one down there, another rest area. But now here's a really cool feature as well. Go ahead and tap on Trip Planner at the bottom. Now, I went ahead and pre-programmed in some destinations.
Saved.
Tap
trips.
Save Trips. So,
Oh, wow.
May 2nd, when we leave, or when we leave Tombstone, May 5th, go ahead and hit any of those. I programmed all those in. So you go to May 8th. So we are leaving White's City RV Park, going to Fredericksburg RV Park. So hit go, and it's already in there. When we get ready to leave that destination, you go ahead and hit that, okay. When we leave that destination on May 8th, all we have to do is hit this and hit go.
Well, it said
Cannot start navigation.
device transmission mode
Oh,
does not match.
This is a good thing, because remember, I was still in car mode, right?
Yeah. Oh.
That's what it's telling you. I'm still in car mode. I got to go back, because it doesn't want to do that in a car. It wants to do that in a fifth wheel. Now I select the fifth wheel. We agree because we're changing vehicles. Now hit Trip Planner. And now save. And I go back to May 8th. And now go.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is. So, and then we hit that.
And
it's going to...
calculating.
Now, it may actually calculate from where we are right now, but
Yeah.
when we're there, we'll actually be there. So
'Cause it was
don't hit
100.
cancel. Just let that go. So now it's going to take us all the way to that location from here. That's okay. Go ahead and hit start.
Was it still calculating? Come on.
No, there we go. Now it's good. So now we're good.
Jump start. Surprise, Arizona.
So anyways, it will actually start from where we're at that point in the trip.
That's far out.
So that's how simple this thing is going to be. The voice is actually really nice to listen to. It's not mechanical at all, and we'll probably show some of that as we're traveling. That really is how easy this Garmin is to work. To show a couple of the other features, so stop that. You saw campgrounds. It knows campgrounds. We could pick any campground, and it will find campgrounds.
Oh, look, it shows that we have a message.
A message, yes.
I'm not going to play it though.
A text message,
Yeah.
and it will do audio, and it will also
And see our weather.
yeah.
Wow, check it out.
And the nice thing about the weather, it will show you weather along the trip. So if we're heading from wherever it is into Florida, and we want to know, hey, are we going to have any severe weather along that route? It will let us know. It doesn't just tell you you're local. It will tell you.
That's awesome.
It'll tell you weather on your trip, on
Awesome.
your route. So that's it. What do you think?
I can't wait to start playing with it and using it.
Yeah, I think this is
gonna
going to
be
be a great addition to our traveling.
I think this is going to be
the
awesome.
fact that it does know all the campgrounds all over the place,
Yeah.
it's just awesome. And we'll probably go back and talk about it from time to time as we travel. But
Please drive to highlighted route.
Yeah, I like that voice.
Yeah.
So that's basically it.
Far out. So I need my pen with the
Yep.
thingy.
Well, let's go ahead.
Nails,
We'll go ahead
you
and
know.
close this one out, and then I'll.
All right.
So this is going to be it for this episode. I'm hoping this helped you decide about your Garmin as well. If you decide you want to get a Garmin for RV travel.
And like I said, we'll keep trying it along the road and letting you know how it goes. But so far,
And I've had some
good.
interesting questions and
we
comments.
have tried it and it's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, I've had some interesting questions and comments. I answered a couple of those questions at the beginning of this video about why are you going this instead of your phone. I had some other interesting questions that were asked, and I answered those in the comments below. And I also have a lot of links below to where you can find one of these things. And to be honest, the bad news is nobody's really offering any discounts. However, when I did look, there are some companies that are not charging tax
Shipping.
or shipping.
Yeah.
And so you get it for $4.99, but most of them will charge you tax and shipping. If you look in the comments below, I have a link that shows you, I believe, like 25 different places that are selling this thing.
Wow. That's
All
a lot.
for the same price.
That's a lot.
But different than
Yeah.
the other.
No.
Okay.
No discounts.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like Apple.
Yeah.
One price fits all.
So that's it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the video.
And hit that bell and let you know every time we post on Sunday at 2.
2 o'clock. Thumbs up for good measure. And follow us on Facebook and...
Instagram.
She got it. Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm testing you. Okay, safe travels. See you on the road.
Bye. Cilantro.